Hello again, YouTube. This is video 4 of 5, and this is going to be my boxed N64 game collection. Now, I have already done my N64 game collection once before, but since then I have added a couple of new games here and there, in some form or other. So we're going to go through, first of all, the boxed games, and then the unboxed games in the next and final video for today. So, starting off with the boxed games, we have Super Mario 64 boxed, player's choice version. There it is. It's the front. There's the spine where it says Super Mario 64. There's the other side, Bowser. There's the bottom where it's all legal nonsense, and there's the top with Mario, the N64 logo, and Super Mario 64, and of course the back with all the game blurb and different languages and things, the stills of the game, Super Mario 64, your legal nonsense and stuff down here, Nintendo here, seal of quality here, and the barcode down here. And just take this out here just to show you. I also do have the original manual in here with it as well, which is nice, because this is nice, because this is a time when games actually still had a manual. That's what Peach's Castle looks like in one image. This is kind of nice. It's when games still have manuals. I like this. Oh, the cap blocks. So yes, sorry. You want to see the cartridge. Here it is in its cardboard cradle. Take it out of its cardboard cradle and it looks like this. Super Mario 64. There's the top of the cartridge. Nice plain grey. Side. The side. The underneath, which is where you can also see the contact points when it goes into the system. And the back. I believe when Nintendo, the player's choice thing, kind of like Nintendo's version of Sony's Platinum games for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and so on. So yeah, Super Mario 64. Yahoo! Next up, we have one of the new games in my, well, it's not new, but this version is new in my collection because, as you'll remember, I don't think I've said this before, but I do have a rule with my N64 collection, which is that no game, with the unboxed games that is, that no game I have unboxed can leave the collection unless I'm going to be immediately replacing it with a boxed version. And that is exactly what happened for this next game. Mario Kart 64 boxed. There it is. On the side there it says, designed for N64 controller pack, 1 to 4 players simultaneous. You've got Mario, Donkey Kong, Bowser and Wario there on the front. There's the bottom with all the legal nonsense. There's the top with Wario and Peach. Then on this side we have Donkey Kong running away from a train. And then on this side we have Toad. And I already showed you the top, so there is the back. Still from the game, of course, the blurb, Mario Kart 64, the legal nonsense down this side, Nintendo up there, barcode down there, seal of quality up there. I'm not going to say that for all of them. Yeah. So, I can't believe when I got the opportunity to actually switch versions. Again, I'm going to take this out to show you the cartridge and things. And again, I got very lucky. The original manual is in here, Mario Kart 64 manual. I see, I missed the days when games had these, because, you know, these told you what to do. Well, when I was a young gamer, I actually showed you all the tracks and all the cups. I didn't know that. Back when I was a young gamer, there was an old saying, if you could figure out how to play a game, the saying was, RTFM, read the fucking manual. So yeah, and there's the game in its... Ooh, it's also still got the original consumer information and precautions booklet. Didn't know that was in there. That's nice to have. There's the game in its cardboard cradle cartridge. Take it out of its cardboard cradle. There's the front, Mario Kart 64. And as you can see, it's this label is in a much nicer condition than my old one was, which I think if you go back and watch my original N64 video, you'll see my original copy of Mario Kart 64. Which had a very weird thing where up to here was normal colour, and then the rest of the way up it was all sun faded. So, but this one is much nicer condition. It's, you know, it's lovely. It's all in the right colours. Obviously the side, top, bottom with the contact points, and the back. Again, these PAL games, do keep an eye on the next video for these coming up again. Some of them, you'll know which ones when we get there. And this is also partly why I split these videos in two this time, because last time, if anyone's seen that original video, I did it all in one. And of course, I was having to get all the games out of the boxes to show you and things like that. The video was like over an hour, it was crazy. Now, this next game is not a game where I've replaced an unboxed version with a boxed version. This is a game where I was just super lucky to be able to pick this up in box, because it is one of the most, probably one of the most sought after games on N64, to be honest. Super Smash Brothers. I did previously have this unboxed. I did previously have this game unboxed many years ago, back when I used to live in my old house before I moved. And unfortunately I sold that copy, stupidly. Sold that copy to CEX, but I now have a boxed copy of Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers! There's the front. Designed for the N64 Rumble Pack. 1 to 4 players simultaneous. And then on... oh, I can't tell what's going on here. What's where it's supposed to be. Oh, okay. On this side we have Pikachu. This time we have Pikachu ramming Donkey Kong up the butt, it would seem. And on the green end we have... I can figure out where it's supposed to go. Oh boy, I should have done all this before I started recording, shouldn't I, really? I can't even tell what that's supposed to be, but I could think that's Donkey Kong, but can't tell what the other bit's supposed to be. I think it's going to bash on the head or something. I don't know. If anyone knows what that's supposed to be, do please tell me, because I can't discern it. Then we have the top, where we just have a lovely little picture of Pikachu, and it says Super Smash Brothers and N64. Then we have the bottom with all our legal nonsense, and then finally we have the back. Obviously from the stills from the game, the blurb, a nice faded picture of Mario in the middle. See the quality, the barcode, all the legal nonsense, and all that stuff. And again, taking this all out, I have been super lucky in that. Oh god, that fell out, I'm sorry. In that the original manual is still in the box. I mean, I just don't know how I've got this lucky with some of these, with the original manual still being there. This was back in the days when games had manuals. So the characters, I mean, look at that, we've got Mario and Donkey Kong. Then we've got Samus, Fox and Pikachu. Then we've got Link, Kirby and Yoshi. Look at that, I read backwards. And that's it. But yeah, so then we've got the thing in its cardboard cradle. I'm so sorry, I have no idea what that says. That was the original owner put that on there. And then take the cartridge out of its cardboard cradle. There's even more doodlings behind, even more ink stain on the top. So yeah, but luckily the cartridge is affected because it still works perfectly. And there's the front, unfortunately in a little bit of a less wear. The guy I bought it from did tell me that he had tried, you know, to clean it as best he could. And then the top. Oh, even more stainage up there. I hadn't noticed that. Oh dear. Side. Contact points and the back. Again, more stainage. As I say, it does work perfectly, this game. I'm just glad to have it back in the collection. And in box with the original manual. I mean, you know, when you consider the fact that any N64 game, finding any N64 game in the box today, especially, you know, finding it with the box in good condition, is difficult, because obviously this was before Nintendo knew what they were doing, and it was cardboard boxes. So yeah, this one wasn't the previous video, but I'm going to show it to you again, and that is Donkey Kong 64. requires the expansion pack. That's what it says there. Designed for the N64 Rumble Pack, 1 to 4 players simultaneous. Made by Rare, obviously. It says it includes expansion pack. And it did. On this side we have a couple of the Kongs. We have more of the Kongs on the other end there, which was where that's supposed to go. Then we have just Donkey Kong 64 on the top. And on the bottom, obviously, all the legal nonsense. And then the back. I can't really get it too close, otherwise it all disappears off the screen. And then taking it out. Again, I got kind of lucky here because all of the original paperwork is in here. We've got the registration card. What's this? Your chance to win the latest piece of software in our free prize draw. So there's a prize draw thing. So that's still in there. We've got the Consumer Information and Precautions booklet. Twice. Apparently. I've also got the... this is all in Donkey Kong 64 box, by the way. We've also got the Nintendo 64 expansion pack instruction booklet. So either that's still in there is a minor miracle, and the original Donkey Kong 64 manual in good condition. Let's see. I mean, this just tells you everything, really. Gibbon gameplay. I mean, yeah, there's a little brief look inside. Donkey Kong with a massive gun. Not gun, sorry, coconut shooter or whatever it was. And then we have, in here we have the game. This is, oh god, very different cardboard cradle to the ones you're used to, because we've got the game. We've got what would have been the expansion pack, but in this case it is just the original jumper pack from my N64. Oh, stop falling out. I'll hold that in. But it's just the original jumper pack from my N64. Okay, fed up with this thing. I'm going to hold that in with my fingers. The original jumper pack from the N64. Just the original pack. And then this thing here, which is what you use to take out the... it's like basically a little tool that you use to take out the jumper pack. So you can put the expansion pack in. So let's take the cartridge out to show you. There's the front. Donkey Kong 64. There's the top. There's the side. There's the side. Sorry, the contact points, just to show you. Don't know why I'm bothering with those, but yeah. And the front. And the back, sorry. Very nice condition. And that's why the cardboard cradle for this one looks like that, because it's got to have the expansion pack and the little tool for taking it out. But that's just my original N64 jumper pack, because the expansion pack is, of course, in my N64. Now I've got to try and get all this back in the box. Here we go. Wish me luck, viewers. Hey, it's gone in, no problem. And what's even more impressive, though, is that only one end of this is open. The other end still has what I believe to be the original, if I can get the light shining it there, the original tape sealing it, because it's a round bit of tape, which is why I'm thinking it's still the original tape. So one of them is still pretty much factory sealed, which is kind of cool. I'm trying to recover that, because that cardboard cradle is starting to go, and I don't know if there's anybody going to be selling just the cradle. Then we have one of my favourite games here, boxed. But oh dear, it's taking a bit of a... Never mind. Banjo-Kazooie. There's the top with Banjo and Kazooie and the N64 logo. Then on this side we have Mumbo Jumbo and one of the little creatures you have to save. Then we have Gruntilda. Then we have all our legal nonsense, and then we have the back. Then open this up, and again, it's one of those ones where I've been incredibly lucky in that not only have I got the game in here, but pretty much all of the original paperwork. We've got the original Banjo-Kazooie manual, which is just, yeah, there you go, there's some of that. We have the original, now this is one of those things where it's kind of rare to have this in there, because most people took this out and just stuck it to the wall as a poster, I guess. But the original Banjo-Kazooie story, in all different languages, but there's the English version. So that's the story behind the game. Well, games actually did that. We have the registration card. Again, your chance to win, pick the prize draw. The consumer information precautions booklet, and this, which is a little poster advertising all sorts of N64 games. If I can open it up. So yeah, we've got Mario 64 there, Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Blast Corps, Bomberman 64, Mario Kart 64, Mischief Makers, Pilotwing 64, Cruising USA, Snowball Kids, Killer Instinct, Gold, Tetris Sphere, Star Wars Shows, The Empire, Wave Race 64, Lilac Wars, Star Fox 64, that's what that actually is, Yoshi's Story, GoldenEye 007, what was that one? Kobe Bryant in NBA Courtside. Then on the back, I'm not going to read all these out, but that's Game Boy. Game Boy Pocket advertisement, Game Boy camera, Game Boy printer, loads of different games. So, yeah, so it's kind of cool to have that little original poster still in there. Yeah, it's nice. So, cartridge. Here is in this cardboard cradle and this little baggie. You may notice some of these aren't in the baggies, and baggies some of them are. That's just how I got them from the people I bought them from. Take it out of the cardboard cradle and out of the baggie. We have Banjo-Kazooie. One, that's the front, that's the top, that's the side, contact points, and of course the back. I can't believe how lucky I've got with some of these. Well, most of these actually, I think most of these do have the original manuals in, which is just incredible. Not only that, but most of them have boxes that are in, fairly good condition. Especially for N64 boxes, which usually are, by the time you get them, if you manage to find any these days, of course, they're usually not in the greatest of condition because they are cardboard. So yeah. Put on my camera again. Next up, we have a true N64 classic in box, GoldenEye. GoldenEye. I'm not going to sing the song. There's design for the N64 Rumble Pack. 1 to 4 players simultaneous. And on the top we just have GoldenEye 007. On this end we have the Aston Martin DB5, which did appear in the film, but I don't think it appears in this game, so it's weird that it's even on there. On the other end we have Bond and Natalia, of course. And on the bottom again it's just all the legal nonsense, and then the back. And then again, it's one of those ones where I've got really lucky, because pretty much all the original paperwork is in here. We've got all of this, don't know what any of that is, but oh, hello, I never noticed this before. So we've got the Consumer Information and Precautions booklet. We've got that registration card for that competition thing again. We've got, what is this? Some sort of weird postery thing. I'm trying to find an English bit. It's got French, Netherlands, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. No English. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's the missions. So why wouldn't they have that in English then? That's odd. Why wouldn't they have any of this in English? Only in Dutch or in other languages. Why is there not an English version of that? How strange. Maybe there is and I just don't have it. it's odd. It's odd that there's no English bit on there. I'm sorry, I've got distracted looking at that now, but it's just odd that there's no English on it. And we have the original, the original GoldenEye manual, which is nice. Then again, maybe it lists the missions in here. No, it doesn't. That's strange. Okay. What do you seem to like about 29? I've just discovered that it begins with a letter from M saying, alright. And it says, starts with, alright, 007. Love that. So, yeah, it's just, it's just basic manual stuff. And then, of course, we have cartridge again. It's in a little baggie. It's got a cradle. Take it out of the cardboard cradle. Out of the baggie. GoldenEye. Look out for this one coming up again in the next video. Just saying. Top. There's the front, sorry, the top. Side. Side. Contact points. And the back. GoldenEye. I do like the fact that, I have to find some of these in very good condition oh dear, boxes that are in very good condition, because these days, normally, when you find N64 games, particularly ones in box, the boxes aren't in very good condition because they are just cardboard. So, of course, if you've got GoldenEye, then you have to have, or at least I think you have to have, The World Is Not Enough. Compatible with the N64 controller pack and N64 Rumble pack. Designed for the expansion pack, 1 to 4 players simultaneous. And then on the top we just have The World Is Not Enough. And again, just The World Is Not Enough. And it's just black, that end. Plain black. With your legal nonsense underneath. And then the back, with a very unique word displaying the stills from the game. Experience the world as Bond. And then inside we have, again, I got insanely lucky, because we have the Consumer Information Precautions booklet, which every N64 game had in it, so if it has that in there, you can pretty much call it complete in box, really. And the original manual, which is a bit different, and actually has a nice little picture of Bond on the back. I'd never noticed before. There you go. A little more bland than N64, most N64 manuals were. There's the game in its cardboard cradle. Again, not in a baggie, but in its cardboard cradle. Take it out. There's the front. There's the top. There's the side. There's the side. There's the contact points. And there's the back. And this is actually my second copy of The World Is Not Enough, because the original copy I had was unboxed. And then I found a boxed copy, and so I sold the unboxed copy to get the boxed copy. Because that's how it works in my world. Again, it's remarkable these boxes are in such good condition. Next up is another one of those games I got recently where I actually replaced my unboxed version with this, the boxed version, and it is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Designed for the expansion pack, designed for the Rumble pack, and 2 players simultaneous, not 4 but 2. There's the front with Anakin, and I think is that Watto faded out there? Yeah, and Sebulba on the other side. Can't quite make out Sebulba, but he is there. There's Watto, there's Anakin. And then on the top we have part of Anakin's pod racer, and just says Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Everyone calls this pod racer. Legal, a lot of legal nonsense and stuff on that end. Although there is a picture of a pod if you look in there very closely. Same thing on that end. On the bottom just the same legal nonsense, and on the back all the stills from the game and things like that. And again, I kind of got incredibly lucky with this because, oh dear, it's all got a bit stuck. Come on. Oh dear, that cardboard cradle's slightly falling apart there. Just check that out. It's incredibly thick. Jeez. It's got to be the thickest N64 manual I've ever seen. The original manual is in here, but look at that. That has got to be the thickest N64 manual I have ever seen. Look inside there. And of course it does go into different languages. So, yep. And then there's the game in its cardboard cradle. Take it out of the cardboard cradle, there it is. And again, this is my original version, this is my new version, because my original version, which was my unboxed version, I sold to get this one. There's the top, side, contact points, and the back. Now, obviously, originally, when I started collecting for N64, I was like, well, I don't need the box and all that, I just need the game, really. But then you start watching all these YouTubers, and they've all got, you know, multiple N64 games in the original box and stuff. And you're like, well, yeah, that box is pretty cool. I could go for that. So, next up we have Perfect Dark. Tell you about that, really. Designed for the N64 Rumble Pack. Expansion pack required for maximum gameplay. See back for info. Designed for the N64 Rumble Pack and N64 Controller Pack. 1 to 4 players simultaneous. And yeah, on this end it says Perfect Dark with a load of nonsense. Just a load of nonsense on that end as well. On the top it just says Perfect Dark. With a Nicht für den durch Nacht best meet. No idea what any of that means. On the bottom it's just saying legal nonsense. And then the back, with stills, the name of the game and things like that. And this up, I can't remember what's called. No, this is one of the ones where I didn't get quite so lucky because this still came with the consumer information and precautions booklet, but sadly Perfect Dark I think is one of the only ones I have where I don't also have the original manual. So if I ever got the chance to upgrade from a box without manual to a box with manual, I would take it. Oh, by the way, I'm now wearing an earring again. Yay. It's gone slightly skew-if. Just going to adjust that live on camera. There you go. It is in fact the Deathly Hallows from Harry Potter. It's still slightly cockeyed. There you go. Yes, I have my ear pierced. Hooray! So there's the game in its cardboard cradle. Take it out of the cardboard cradle, and there you go. There's the front, top, side, contact points, and the back. Actually, if I ever got the chance to get a copy of this with the manual, then yes, I would happily send this copy on its way and replace it with a copy where it does in fact have the original manual in the box. Especially if the box is in better condition than this one. Next up, we have Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Again, shame about this, but it is still in the original box. Yeah, on the top we have Star Wars Shadows of the Empire and a Stormtrooper. On this end we have Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, some nonsense there, and a probe droid. This end we just have I believe that's a snow trooper. On the bottom, your usual nonsense. And on the back, obviously the stills from the game, the name of the game. Deals of Dover, £40 apparently. This was in Deals of Dover. That's not how much I paid for. I paid considerably less than that for it actually. But yes, and I didn't buy it in Dover either. But so yeah, and then again, it's one of those ones where thankfully I got a bit lucky, just a little bit lucky. and has the original manual with it, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. And there you go, that's what a little bit of that looks like on the inside. There's the game in the cardboard cradle. Take it out of its cardboard cradle. There's the front. Oh, it's got trademark twice. I've never seen that before. There's the top. There's the side. There's the other side. There's the contact points. And there's the back. I knew this was going to be one of the longer videos. Still got a few more to go, so don't worry about that. Oh, get in. Next up, we have quite a fun little game, really. Snowboard Kids. Designed for the controller pack and compatible with the controller pack and rumble pack. 4-player simultaneous. And on the top we have Snowboard Kids and that kid, whose name I've forgotten. On the side we have him. Most then we have the little fat kid. I think his name's Tom in our plays, he goes, "Ooh!" when he gets hit, so I kind of like playing as him. There's the front again. On the bottom we have all the legal stuff, and then we have the back. And then again, I think this is one of those ones where I got a little bit lucky, and the original manual is still in there. I don't know how some of these games end up in places like CEX and that, particularly in box, without the manual in them. It makes no sense, but there we go. There's a little bit of what the manual looks like on the inside, for those that are wondering. There's the game, or the cartridge in its cardboard cradle. Take it out of the cardboard cradle, and we have, move those over for a second. We have the front, we have the side, we have the side, we have the top, we have the contact points, and we have the back. It really is, so if you manage to get an N64 game in the box with the manual, that is a little bit lucky. Just a little tiny bit. And next up, we actually have another snowboarding game, 1080. Terrible impression of the voice from the start of this game. Sorry, I went off a little bit there. 1080 snowboarding. Another very good snowboarding game. Again, a player's choice, just like my Mario 64. There's the front. There's the top. 1080, sort of silver, 1080 Nintendo logo. There's the bottom with all the nonsense. That end. The other end. Oh. And then the back. And again, I think with this one I got a little bit lucky. And oh, hello. There's some paperwork still left inside. 2 bits of paperwork, in fact. So, yeah, 1 bit of paperwork is, of course, the original 1080 manual, which is nice. Wondered what that looked like on the inside. There's a little bit, because that's all the trick guide and things. So there's that. And then we have another one of those little posters, although it's different this time, different little layout this time. Wonder what's on the reverse of this one. It'll be another Game Boy advert. It is. So there's the front with the Nintendo 64 advertisements and all the games and things. And then, of course, it's another Game Boy Pocket advert on the back. That's a game I'm still trying to get my hands on. James Bond 007. So, yeah. Cool to still have that in there. And now to show you the game. That's what it looks like in the cardboard cradle. Take it out of the cardboard cradle and we have the front. We have the top. We have the side. We have the side. We have the contact points. I'm so sorry, I forgot those. And we have the back. Next up we have Buck Bumble in box. Box is a little bit beat up, but yeah, there it is. Designed for the N64 controller pack, designed for the Rumble pack, 2-player simultaneous. On the top it just says Buck Bumble and Nintendo 64. On that end it just says Buck Bumble. On the other end we have a load of nonsense, like legal stuff and that. And then same thing on the bottom. And then we have the back, where I have the stills from the game, followed by blurbs of the game in lots of different languages. And open this up, and again I got a little bit lucky here because this still has the original manual and things in here. Okay, just the original manual. Oh no, wait. Sorry, and the Consumer Information Precautions booklet is in there as well. And there is the original Buck Bumble manual. I was wondering what that looks like on the inside a little bit. There we go. And then the game, of course, the cartridge itself, of course, we have... That's it in its cardboard cradle. Take it out, and we have the front. We get a little closer for you. We have the top. We have the side. We have the side. We have the contact points and the bottom. And we have the back. And my glasses are falling down my nose again. Next up, we have the last of the PAL boxed N64 games. Yes, because I've got 2 Japanese ones as well. Last of my PAL boxed N64 games is FIFA World Cup 98. Again, I've been trying to play with the packet of Jelly Babies, but it's slightly more defined packet of Jelly Babies. 1 to 4 player simultaneous is all that says. Oh no, and designed for the N64 controller pack. And then that's on the top. We just have Nintendo 64 World Cup 98. Yeah, sports. Same on that end. On that end is just a load of legal nonsense. The bottom is just a load of legal nonsense. And then there's the stills from the game. Win the World Cup for your country. So I'll show you the game. And again, I got a bit lucky with this one because it actually has the original instruction manual in there. Very thin, but it is there. Very sort of bare bones as well, to be fair. I mean, that's it. It's free kick and yeah. So, and then there's the game in its cardboard cradle. Take it out. There's the cartridge, and yeah, so there's the front. There's the top, where the previous owner has written FIFA World Cup 98B, apparently. There's the side. There's the side. Oh God, sorry, I've gone into yarn. That's why I dropped that. Side, side, contact points, and the back. So yeah, it's always very nice when you get, you know, an N64 game in the box and it still has the original instruction manual in there as well. Oh dear, go in. Oh yes, okay, this box is a little bit beaten up, but it's still nice to have the box. Right, so the first of my 2 Japanese boxed N64 games, we have The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Yes. Look out for this one. Again, look out for this one to come back up again in the next video. So there's the top. There's the side where it says Majora's Mask. Same thing on the other side. There's the top. The bottom, which is just plain. And then there's the back. All the stills from the game and all things like that, of course, it's all in Japanese. And then we open it up. And we have all of the original Japanese paperwork inside. Just remove the cradle over there for a minute. So we have the original Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask manual, Japanese version, of course. And there's a bit of what that looks like on the inside. I love Japanese instruction manuals, I really do. There's a picture of Link in here somewhere, hold on. There you go. Then we have instructions on the controls. Had each of the links for mask forms, 3 mask forms, and Epona. And then we have, I never know what these are, but these green and blue bits of thing. The blue one. Something to do with the plug, that one. And then this one is just Toad saying something. So, yeah. And then here we have the cartridge in its plastic cradle. In Japan, they came in plastic cradles. Take it out. It actually says Nintendo 64 in there. Can you see that? And then we have the front. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We have the top. We have the side. We have the side. We have the contact points. And we have the back. And for those of you wondering, yes, I do own a Japanese N64. They called it a cassette in Japan. Pop all this back. And the last of my boxed N64 games is another Japanese one, and it is, I did say look out for this one to come up again, Donkey Kong 64. This was the first version of Donkey Kong 64 that I owned. I'm not looking at a script, there's nothing there, I'm looking down because, yeah. So there's the front. This actually originally came in a much bigger box. I was trying to have that box here, it's somewhere over the other side of the room. But this is the only box here, because the originally came in that bigger box, because again in Japan it also came with the expansion pack, but they actually put it in a separate box inside the bigger box. Anyway, so there's the front, there's the top, just says Donkey Kong 64, there's that side, should really be that way, there you go. Then there's the other side, then there's the bottom, which again is just plain, and then there's the back with all the stills and characters and things like that. And yes, I will. Ow, my leg. Ow, I'm sorry. Ow, ow, ow. I will eventually be doing a video comparing the PAL cartridges to the Japanese cartridges. In the case of Donkey Kong, I'll be doing a side-by-side comparison with the box as well. So open up Donkey Kong, and again we have all the original paperwork in here as well. We have, excuse me, we have the original Donkey Kong 64 manual. I've also got the Japanese Donkey Kong 64 Japanese strategy guide in another room as well. Forgot about that. And again, it's just so bright and colourful on the inside. I love these Japanese manuals, I really do. We have again the instructions for the controls and things and the characters. Yeah. We don't have those bits of paper, red and blue stuff this time out. Maybe they were in the other box, I don't know. And then we have these as well, which are some, I believe, like sort of like trading cards that came there. That's Funky Kong, I believe. It just says card game on the back. And then, is that Trixie or Dixie Kong? Anyway, so I'm glad those original cards were there. And then we have the game in its plastic cradle. Take it out of its plastic cradle. Again, it says Nintendo 64 on the inside of there, if you can see. We have the front, which is actually a yellow cartridge label. We have the top. We have the side. We have the side. We have the bottom of the contact points there, and we have the back. Don't know what that's supposed to be. Whey! That dropping everything all over the gaff. Right. That's video 3 done. The 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's video 4. until next time, take care of one another, be kind to one another, like what you like, love who you love, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.